I have not filmed a YouTube video in ages, mainly because it takes so much time with me doing it on my phone. But I bought a new MacBook Pro, so this will be my first time using it to upload on YouTube. It'll be so much easier than doing it on my phone. Oh my gosh, that used to take so long. But anyway, today I thought I would talk about some of the propagations that I've been doing. So I will show you some of the cuttings that I've done. So I have some cuttings here. This entire space yesterday was just full of cuttings, but I've planted some of them, which is good. These are old cuttings that I've taken, so they're all rooted in. I love using these little rectangular pots. There's an ant on my hand. They're really handy. I always dig through like the recycled pot bins at Flower Power to snag them out because I just love using them for like propagations like this, and especially like my leaf propagations, and they fit so well in with each other. I just love using them. So these are a bunch of cuttings that I have taken and planted. Got some more over here. I like these these trays that I use, they're really flimsy. So I was reluctant to use them. Like I've used them before, like I've got a really old one here. I've used them before, but they're really hard to pick up. Like they buckle on each other, or buckle in on itself, I should say. But I decided that I can put them in these trays and I can fit 2 in a tray. And I just can't believe I didn't think of it sooner. What a fool. But anyway, I eventually got there. So that should make propagating like certain plants a lot easier for me. I've got, I'm trying not to move fast. I've got more cuttings over here. Got more up the back there. I've just got cuttings on top of cuttings. It is a bit crazy. I still have a bunch of cuttings over here that I took from the garden bed. They're all are growing roots now. They've been sitting here for that long. I've got to do something with them because there's just so many of them there. I feel like it's a waste that they're just sitting there. I propagated some more of my variegated chain of hearts. I'm always chopping off this bottom section here because I made a mistake once upon a time. She was really long and I looped her over herself and tangled up the whole plant. So I hack at this bit here and I put some in arrangements and whatnot. Look, she's growing some seed pods. I might actually attempt to grow the seeds this time because I have I'll show you. This is the normal. Ignore the weeds. I've got to do a weeding job. I don't know if you can see just there. That's the normal chain of hearts. I had some seeds just blow around and some of them have taken. They would have come from these plants over here. Yeah, pretty funny, huh? My leaf propagations from the flower stems. They're extremely thirsty. I've got to water them. More cuttings over here. More leaf propagations in here. This is a cutting pack that I actually sold on Facebook. I'll have to post that out this coming Monday. More leaves that are I just tossed them in here and I just forgot about them and now they're all growing babies. Some more propagations. They're all got roots now. I just was running out of space, so I just filled this tray up and filled it with whatever I had. These here, there's 2 heads. They're from a leaf. They are from my variegated Golden Glow. I believe it looks variegated, but hopefully when she gets bigger I'll be able to see if she's variegated or not. But that would be cool if it grew from a leaf. Look at the colour of this. This is a variegated ruby necklace. She was once a cutting, but she's fully rooted now. You cannot even see that she's variegated because her colour is that intense. I actually can't get over it. She's stunning. Absolutely stunning. This is another project that we got going. It looks pretty ugly at the moment because I've just tossed some water plants in there. But I'm hoping to turn this into a nice, lovely water garden. My nan's got some fish that I can pop in here, and I need to... It's kind of fun because now I can collect water plants. Oh, look at this here. I thought she was to die for. Isn't she pretty? I seen one. I got this from Flower Power. I seen one a couple of months ago. And I didn't buy it, and I was so upset that I didn't buy it. Anyway, when my boyfriend and I went to Flower Power on the weekend, they had some more, and these ones were even better than the other ones that I seen. I was so happy. This area is a bit of a disaster at the moment. So these benches over here, I had 2 of them. That rooster. Oh, and the other rooster. River, can you please get them away from this area. If they can eat my plants, they will eat my plants. They are little terrors. Well, they're actually quite big. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So I had 2 of these benches that Dad made. I had them over in this area, and they weren't getting enough sun with my propagations. So Dad and I moved them over there, and... oh, hold on, I have to sneeze. Anyway, as I was saying, Dad and I moved them over there, and I did a little makeshift bench for some of my Haworthias. I stuck them outside because I think winter's their growing season and we're in autumn now. So I stuck them outside. So hopefully they'll like some of the rain whenever it decides to rain again. But yeah, I've got that stand there. I've got to put that in this space here. And I've got to fix up all the plants that are on these benches. I got to go through them, move them around. I've actually got to go through my trays of propagations like this. I've got to go through them, and I've got to trim back their heads because they're starting to grow all over each other. So I already did that tray at the back. I cleaned that tray up. I did this tray as well, but I've still got to do these other trays and whatnot. But anyway, here are some of my frillies and bumpies. I'm letting them flower because I'm attempting to cross-pollinate them. So I've got myself a little paintbrush, and I have been tinkering that little paintbrush in amongst all their flowers. I'm not taking note of what I'm crossing with what. I don't really care because I've got to hope that that the cross-pollination works, and then I have to attempt to try and grow the seeds. So I'm just having fun. But I've got Echeveria Gleaming in here, which she has a lot of farina on her. So I've been crossing her with, all the other flowers that I got here. So maybe, just maybe, I might get like a frilly bumpy with like heavy farina with shades of beautiful pinks or something like that. Who knows? But yeah, I just thought it was a fun little experiment to do. But yeah, that's what I've been up to with these guys. Little brother, so pretty. Still a bit upset that it got eaten by a goat, but that's okay. What's that one called? Bumpy Blue. Very pretty. They're such pretty little things. I love all their colours, especially when the sun hits them. So pretty. My mum bought me this little pot yesterday, and I had to be that person that did this. I had to give him a fluffy little pecker. Mum suggested that I put some lilac mound in the background so it doesn't take away from the stars of the show. But yeah, so funny. Can't wait for him to grow. That's a monkey's tail. Those ones, where are the parents to that? Hold on. I got to try and move slowly because I know it can be come off quite dizzy. Where are they? Oh, there they are. And I plucked one of each off these guys and stuck them in there for his other little bits and bobs. But yeah, I thought that was so funny. Can't wait for him to grow. The other day, I tried to propagate some of my cacti. I never even think, oh Jesus, I forgot that was there. I wonder what was prickling me. I never remember to propagate my cacti. I just always forget to do it. So I stuck them in this old propagation tray. But yeah, hopefully they all grow and thrive. I have a lot of stuff on this table here. Again, I've got to sort this area out. But yeah, it's just I keep procrastinating. I just don't want to do it for some reason. But yeah, I have to do it. I just watered that plant, and of course River is drinking out of the water. Typical. Look at the size of this. It's bloody huge. It was my nan's. I think she says it's like 20 plus years old or something like that. My variegated supreme. Well, yeah. This one I bought it as a single head back in, I think it was 2021, and it cost me $40. Crazy. But she's pretty consistent. Like all her like heads tend to have variegations in them, and she grows extremely well by leaf as well. So even though now they're a lot cheaper, but she's still my pride and joy. I still love her. She's very pretty. I've got her in a pretty pot as well. So, such a pretty plant. Once upon a time, this pot was a propagation pot of variegated string of hearts or chain of hearts. You can still see some of the hearts in there. But lilac mound, like some of the leaves got into the pot, and it has bloody taken over. I kind of like the combination of the two of them, but it's getting too hectic, so I might have to go in there and break it up a bit. Look at this Scraptiveria Debbie. She had 2 pups. Can't even see where I cut them from, but she was pushing 2 pups, and I chopped them off the other day because she was starting to become a little bit squished. But now she's all by herself and she can flourish. But isn't she pretty? I can't remember if I was reading on Google this morning that she has a little bit of lavender pebbles in her. I thought that was absolutely crazy. You don't know how true it is, but isn't she beautiful? This is orange sherbet. I was also reading up this morning on orange. Well, I was actually reading up on lavender pebble hybrids because I'll talk about why in a second. But apparently orange sherbet has a bit of lavender pebbles in her. I was so amazed. I was just like, what? I mean, I don't know how true that is. But so basically, I'll walk over this way. Try not to make you dizzy. But this plant here. So that is a plant that I bought with the name Custard. I bought that back in 2021. I bought a custard and a lavender pebbles at the same time. There's a lavender pebbles there. They look pretty much identical. For me, the only difference was that the custard grew a lot faster. Other than that, they're pretty much the exact same plants. And at the time, the custard was $10 cheaper than the lavender pebbles. But yeah, I was reading up about custard this morning, and apparently custard is crossed between lavender pebbles and the, what's it called? Oviferum? This is cheese, but apparently, yeah, it's crossed with oviferum and lavender pebbles. And you know what? I guess that makes sense. I don't know if mine is a true custard or if it's accidentally been mixed up with lavender pebbles. I don't know. I mean, in saying that, I've already mentioned that one grew so much quicker than my lavender pebbles. But yeah, a little bit of information for you. I have lots of flowers going on in here as well. I've got some more down the bottom, some more over here. And I have been trying to cross-pollinate lots of things with my beautiful pink Lowie. It's been pretty fun. Hold on, where's the brush that I use? Whoops, I just stepped on a dog. Sorry, Tilly. I don't know. I've lost my brush. Hold on. Took me about 5 minutes, but I found it. This is... Oh, it's still got some pollen in it. But this is the brush that I've been using for cross-pollinating all of my plants. I'll try and do like a little example. I'll try and zoom in. Jeez. Okay. I don't think this is going to work very well. This is not going to work very well at all. Hold on, I might have to do it like this. So I grab my... Oh, excuse me. I grab my brush. Oh, I'm doing it left-handed. I'm a righty as well. So I just kind of... I can't see a thing I'm doing. Focus. I just kind of twist my brush in the flower. And then I go to like another flower. And then, whoops, helps if I show you what I'm doing. And then I go inside that flower and I twist in amongst there. Obviously I do it a lot better with my right hand. And then I just go back and forth a couple times. Whoops, helps if I get it in the flower. And I just, yeah, that's what I've been doing. Don't know if it'll work, but you know, I'm trying, I'm giving it a go, so you never know, eh? I think I will end it there. I think I have enough footage for a YouTube video, so I'll talk to you next time. Bye.